This is True with True Concept TV. We're back with the second segment of the story of Kei'Mani. Let's jump right into it.
Tier, where was you for the past 4 years? We haven't seen you since Kei'Mani TikTok party. You haven't called her. You haven't sent her anything. You haven't said, oh, baby, I'm going to come get you for a weekend. We haven't seen you until this happened. Why we got to see you when it's a tragic moment? So, Tier, where do you stand?
And Tiara lives in Cleveland. Correct?
Yes.
That's the mother to Kei'Mani.
Very minimum. It wasn't even. She'll call my mom. She'll go through me and say, "Have you talked to mommy?" And I'm like, "No, about what?" And she'll say, "Oh, well, she got custody of Kei'Mani and she trying to get child support from me." So it wasn't that that Tiara was concerned about Kei'Mani. It was more of the why she want child support from me.
What is
the mother is live and healthy, living a whole nother life away from her daughter.
It's very distant. They had their words. They fought. Kei'Mani mother has a godmother that Kei'Mani was with before my mom got her. And there was no communication then from Tiara. Tiara had I feel like Tiara just let her go.
See?
Because any mother would be on her toes to get her children back. That wasn't the case here. It just wasn't.
When was Kei'Mani taken away from Tiara?
I'll say about 7-8 months. And then Tiara godmother stepped in and got custody of Kei'Mani, which would have been around 9 months. Yeah, and Kei'Mani had been with that lady from 9 months all the way up until about, I say, 5.5 years ago. So it wasn't like Tiara was actually in the picture, saying, hey, maybe I can start getting myself together to get my child back so nobody else can get her.
You ever worried for Kei'Mani's safety with any of the family members or anyone?
I wouldn't say I was worried because I was here. I was here. Every winter break, spring break, holidays, birthdays, I was here for Kei'Mani. Yes, you come and you enjoy time with your family, but I was here for my niece. I also brought my youngest sister and her 2 kids from Indianapolis to be here for Kei'Mani because we've been in the system before. So I know how it feels to feel like, dang, I'm at somebody's house or not feeling not wanted. I know those feelings. So I tried to give Kei'Mani that at all times because she wanted and loved by her aunts. And this is just devastating that I have to go through this for the rest of my life and knowing I'll never have the embrace of my niece, hey, TT, what you doing? When you coming down here, I'll never get to hear that from my baby again. And that's what kills me the most. I just wish that when I was down here last that I had just taken her to Indianapolis with me. So this would have never happened.
It's too late.
A lot of things, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But at the end of the day, I just really wish that whatever happened, and whoever did this, y'all didn't have to do that to her. There's plenty of people out here with, grown people that put themselves out there to be, the sex workers or whatever it may be. You didn't have to do this to a child. There was nothing that Kei'Mani would have done to make you hurt her.
The father done it at this point. He's a prime suspect. The father
She was a very timid kid. Tomboyish, reserved. She wasn't, loud and out there. So it's just devastating that that me and my family have to go through this.
Is there anything else that you would like to add at this time in the interview? Anything else that I didn't ask, maybe?
I just want people to understand that family is family, and at the end of the day, don't be so eager to go against your family. Talk to your family and talk to the children. These children may be scared to talk to the parents about things that's going on or what may be going on because they feel like they may get in trouble. But make it known that to your kids that you can talk to me Make it very open. You can talk to me about any and everything, because that's what these kids need to hear nowadays, instead of going on social media and talking to somebody over social media about it, like he did this or she may done that. Talk to your family, because they can handle, they're the adults that's supposed to handle it.
Our community is grieving alongside Kei'Mani's family right now. Many at a vigil at the home where Kei'Mani was found Monday. Steve Iwanek shares their story.
Talk to me about why this has created such a passion within you and what you want to see happen in the future for people who may be going through a situation that Kei'Mani may or may not have been going through in her own life.
The reason why I have so much passion for this, I guess it was my upbringing. It started with my grandmother. You know, she was always telling us, if you do the right things, then you don't have to worry about anything. If you walk right, then you don't have to worry about anything. And having that upbringing, I was brought up in church. You know what I'm saying? I was not the kid that was not spared the rod. I was given the rod, okay? So I understand what discipline was all about. And I think for me is to show the love, give back to my community in a time like this, because you don't want to see it happen to another child.
This 13-year-old girl now, some people say she has found peace. I can't say that on behalf of her family. I'm just what I've read online. What do you say to Kei'Mani right now as she's, I'll take it through my perspective of faith, she's looking down now. What do you think she is saying to her community and her family?
Kei'Mani was never ours. She was just loaned to us. She was a vessel in a shell. She's at peace. No more hurt, no more pain, no more going through nothing. She know her Father, heavenly above, has her.
Kei'Mani was a 7th grader at Spring Elementary. Now her school is in mourning.
Yeah, Michael Sandlin went to TPS to find out how the district is helping students there.
My bad. Let me recalibrate that. So I guess their schools have 7th graders. Their elementary school go up to 7th grade, maybe 8th grade. I don't know. You know, the school I went to, elementary school was K through 5, and then middle school was 6th grade through 8th grade, and then you go to high school, which is 9th through 12th. So I guess where they're from, elementary school goes up to 7th or 8th grade, and then they go on to whether, you know, middle school or high school from that point. So she was 13 years old in the 7th grade, and you know, what she would be, you know, on grade level at 13 years old, being in the 7th grade, but she would turn 14. Maybe you 12 to 13 years old in the 7th grade, and by the time you reach 8th grade, you turning 14 years old. So I wanted to recalibrate that.
Assess her death.
Jeff, today counselors and therapy dogs were brought in to help the students and teachers deal with grief. But one student tells me that didn't stop the tears from flowing. I met 7th grader Imani Fisher outside of her school holding up a sign paying tribute to her fallen classmate. With permission from her mother, Imani told me about how sweet of a girl Kei'Mani was. While Kei'Mani came from a troubled background, in and out of 5 schools before coming to Spring, both school leaders and Imani tell me she really flourished at Spring. She developed a reputation for being smart and kind and would help Imani with her schoolwork when she didn't understand it. She also loved basketball and played with the other kids whenever she could. Now, with the news of her passing spread across the school, Imani and her younger brother Keegan tell me the energy in the classroom was very different this morning.
I've seen some people crying and stuff, a lot of people crying. Sad and very quiet.
I noticed that you made the sign. Why did you decide to make the sign for her?
So everyone can have a memory of her.
Okay, I'll stop the story right here. If you want to go and watch the last few minutes of it, 5-6 minutes of the last end, I'll be leaving a link down at the bottom. But I just want to go on and say, a single parent trying to head a household, a lot of the times, understanding what the kid is going through, what they're dealing with at school, because there's a single parent in the household. Not enough support, not enough moral support, not enough mental support. This is what happens as far as they lose touch with the kid. Now, the grandmother felt comfortable because she thought Kei'Mani was having a good time with her dad or wanted to spend time with her dad. I'm pretty sure that the father, they knew who the father was. If he done this type of heinous crime to this little girl in the past, I'm pretty sure he showed some red flags of who he really was. And the caregiver of Kei'Mani, the caregiver of Kei'Mani failed to realize that. Failed to really make sure that he was fit to spend time with this little girl. So when you out of touch with the kids that you have been appointed to raise, and it's a single parent heading the household, the single parent get out of touch with the kids a lot of the times. It also happened with grandmother's daughters. So the daughters, one of the daughters stated that they were in and out of foster homes because their mother was a single mother trying to raise those girls. Sound like it maybe been 3 girls. They was living from pillar to post. So it's a trend. It was a trend in their family. Kei'Mani mom didn't want anything to do with her. Sad situation. The aunt spent as much time as possible with Kei'Mani. So when you got single parent household that's trying to raise kid, that wasn't even her kid, that was her grandkid. So we don't even know what other stuff that the grandmother had going on, and she trying to raise not even her kid. She got her kids that she's got on her mind. So the grandmother wasn't there half of the time as far as mentally, because she thought the father was okay to take the kid. Kei'Mani, she thought the father was good to take Kei'Mani. All right, until next time, this is True with True Concept 360. Good night.